Welcome back to Culbreth Mini Projects, everyone. Today we are in my closet, and I'm going to measure this, but what I'd like to do is add some shelving. I came across 3 shelves. They're 6 feet long, and I just want to use what I have. So I believe this closet is about 8 feet deep, and it looks like just about 7 feet wide. So if I have 3 6-foot pieces, I'm going to have to put the 2 sides on, and I'll start in the back and work my way forward. And then in the middle, I'm hoping that that'll take about 2 feet off of it and give us something like a 5-foot piece. So I'll start measuring. I'll show you some of the tools I'm going to be using. I've got to empty the rest of my closet out. I just want to put a little bit higher shelf here. I'm tall enough I can reach that stuff. We'll see if we can't knock this out this evening. Okay, I've got this laser and laser legs, and instead of me trying to actually come through here and measure every single spot, I'm just going to set this laser up. There's a few ways you could do this. The ceiling is likely level, so you could probably pull down from the ceiling whatever height all the way through here. If you're going to do that, you need to find your studs before you set that up. In my case, since I have this laser and it's going to leave a beam, I'll start the laser first, then I'll go and I'll find my studs, and we'll show you how to do that. And then we'll mark it and we'll get our bracket screwed on and set that shelving on there once we cut it. I am using this DeWalt laser. It shoots laser beams this direction, and this direction. I was looking for a number on this. Oh, here we go. Here, I'll let you zoom in here. This is the DCLE 34030. So this comes with a small adapter. You screw this on. I'll get this screwed on the bottom. And then that, I believe, just slides in here. Let's figure this out. There it goes. So that just slides in there, and then there's a little clip right here, okay? This should be self-leveling. I don't have a battery in it, so I'll walk out here and I'll grab one. All right, so we're gonna turn this thing on. We'll watch our eyes. All right, now you get to choose which one you want. There we go, that's the one I want. So, I think if I loosen this screw, this tripod, I'm gonna close my eyes a second. Okay. And I think if you can come in here, you can see how that laser shoots all the way around. And it'll level in. We're bumping the laser right now, but it'll level in. And I want to get this somewhere around the height. I'm just thinking here, if I've got to reach up here, ooh, this is actually kind of convenient. I can see how high the shelf is right here, which means I'd have to get my tippy toes and reach up a little bit. I think for symmetry, what I'll probably do is go ahead and just shoot my laser with the top of this door. That's pretty close. Let's go down one more. Yeah, right about there. Okay. That door frame seems to be pretty level. So I'll go ahead and set everything with this. Now, as a cheater, I can see that my closet already has, here's an ugly sweater. It already has some brackets in here, so I can just kind of look up above that and find my studs pretty easily. I'll get those marked. The other thing is I've got to remember, oh, you gotta lock this. Here, watch this. I'm gonna crank this up. Right about there. And then you actually tighten this knob here and that locks it in place. That slid down on us. Okay, I need to take my tape measure because I only have 6 feet of shelving. So right about here in the white flannels area is where I'm going to stop, and I do want to start on the side. So I'll get a ladder in here, I'll get my stud finder, and I'll start marking this out. Okay, there's one stud. Come from the other side. There's the other one. And I can tell you that I always eyeball these, and that is definitely the width of a 2x4, so I feel pretty good about that. If I were to measure it, it's exactly 1.5 inches. So that's going to work out good. Now I don't know where my next stud is, so let's find it. Okay, so the next one's going to be right here. Now the question is, will a 6-foot board reach that? No, it's going to be shy by like 1 inch. So I think what I'll do then is I'm going to leave this taller. I'll just leave it open. I'll stop my shelf over here somewhere and just run with that. I think I can cantilever that shelf probably maybe 4 inches. So we'll do 5'4". Just make a note of that right here. 5'4" for that side. And we'll come through here and mark the other studs. There's one right here. Okay. Well, that got a little squirrely on me. Okay. That one's good there. I'll put a little X here. Now these are spaced 16 inches on center. Exactly. So I believe I can just run with this. Gonna be one right there. And there should be one in the corner. So I think what I'll do is I'll do every other stud because I don't need all of these. I'll tell you one thing, when you are, Nicole's walking in here, and every time she takes a step, the whole laser moves. So I don't know if the floor has just got that much, it's so sensitive, it's got that much give. All right, so there's gonna be one there. One there. And one there. Okay. Line, and I had to, every time I moved, that laser would just ever so slightly move. It's super sensitive. So I can turn this off now, and I can honestly put this away. I think the next thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and I can at least put the first few, you know what, let's go cut the first 2 boards. We'll get the sides, then we'll screw the brackets on all at once. And then we will measure the final and center one. Here's the board that I was able to salvage. It's got some holes in it from the previous shelf. Since this is actually going in my closet and it's going to be up almost 7 feet high, I'm going to go ahead and put the existing holes that were in the brackets actually pointed up. But if I measure this stuff is 15 1/4 wide. It's really wide. I don't know if that's 3/4 inch thick. About 7/8 of an inch. Now, I don't know if it's because it's swelled, but anyways, it's got a nice smooth coating on it. So I'm going to measure this And I'm gonna find which side looks better. It looks like this side's better, but I'm gonna measure this and we'll pull. I said 5'4", I remeasured. I think I'm gonna go 5'6" on these side shelves. There it is, okay. We'll take these inside, we'll get those screwed up onto the wall, and then we'll find that middle piece. They sent me these I bought these brackets. They sent us some screws. I've got them right here. And they look like they're only about, man. Yeah, they're only about 1.5 inches long, which means that you're gonna have 1/2 inch of drywall, plus you've got at least 1/2 or 1/8 inch of metal here. These are pretty thick brackets. So that means you're going to have 5/8. You're going to have less than 1 inch, like 7/8 of an inch of screw actually into the stud. And that doesn't feel real good, especially since I have those 15-inch shelves. So I'm going to go with the 2-inch screws here. There's 2 different ways to do this. There's an 8-inch direction. And then there's an actual, the other way. I think these were like 10. So I'll use the 10s. That way the shelf doesn't feel like it's rolling over itself. Okay. One thing that I found to be a little bit easier with these brackets is get it up there, but use a bit extension because it's really hard to get your screw gun in here, but you can get in there real nice with a bit extension. So that's what we're planning. So this guy is going to be center stud, and I'm lining it up with the line I marked on the laser. Okay, caught some wood, and then we just square this up. I'm eyeballing these. I mean, you can see it pretty good. Oop, right there. So. And then one more here. And I can already see that I'm getting dirt on my wall, so I'm going to go wash my hands real fast. I'm going to skip a stud and then I'll go to this next stud right here. Because I don't need a stud at every... And actually it's kind of working out. That's what the builders did too. So they put one here and then they put one here. So I think we're on the same wavelength. These are internal drive screws. They're a little bit harder to keep on, but I sure do like them. All right. Get that with our line. Carefully place our screw. All right. Square that up. Let's get it there. You're only dealing with half of a stud in this corner because it's got, well, I'm imagining I have half a stud. I think that's what's going to happen. So I'll go ahead and screw. I'm pretty sure that's what it'll be. So I'll go ahead and screw this screw, but I'm actually going to angle it slightly towards the corner. Oh yeah. Got lumber. Good to go. Alright. Those three are on. Do the other side. Oop, hit a drywall nail. Maybe no escape. I mean, I am dead on that thing. Okay. Yeah, I can't get past it, but I don't think that's going anywhere with these longer screws, so I'm gonna leave it. I think you could go in there and you could, it's probably a Phillips screw. I could take it off. I don't have a Phillips bit on me right now, but I could pull that screw out and then put the bracket back on. I just don't think it's worth it in this small space. Oh boy. Okay, we're getting a Phillips bit because I hit another screw. Super. I'm taking this bracket off because I hit a drywall screw. I'm looking at how they put these on and all the weight that I have on them already, and they just use those 2-inch screws that are pre-painted. But I can't help myself. Or no, they were 1.5-inch screws pre-painted. I put 2-inch screws in. But for these, the bottom, when you screw one of these shelves in, I've just got these really short ones. I'm going to say that that thing's probably 7/8 of an inch long, something like that. Maybe 3/4. They're kind of long. 3/4. And I will set the shelf up here, and you can see the existing holes that was in this shelf. So I'm going to point those up because I don't want to look at them the rest of my life. Ooh, and I won't see them up here, so. We'll get this next shelf on. Here, instead of coming straight across, I think I'm going to do an angled shelf where I can actually set some pairs of shoes up here, ones that I don't wear very often. I was trying to see what I had in these brackets. I think I can break this 45-degree angle off and bend these to give me what I need. So I'm going to take these out to the shop. I'm going to bend them, and then I'll just measure right here so I know the width of my board that I want to put up here. So it says 52.25. Inside by the wall it says 52. Yikes and a half. So maybe I'll run that thing like, we'll call it 52.5. All right, I'm going to try to cut this 45-degree angle with my bolt cutters. Oh boy, these are stiff. So I'll just cut it right in. Let's try the middle. Whoops. There we go. Oh, now they'll break off. Okay. Just needed a little help. That's way better than trying to grab those with pliers and beat them off with a hammer. I wish I had smaller bolt cutters. Sorry. But I would imagine this would work very easily with just a small pair of bolt cutters, you know, 18 or 12 inches. I think these are 42s, and when I bought them I thought they were so cool and I can barely hold them, so I'm just breaking that. And then I'm bending these up. And they're just melting right off. You know how that one was. There we go. Now, I gotta find a piece of iron around here, and I just want to bend these. How about with my hands? Hey, that's working. Yeah, so if I'm looking at a shelf, something like that. Let's do this one. So that would be straight with the wall. I've got this shelf up here. It's got a little bounce to it right now because I took these braces out of there. So what I'm going to do is I do have a stud right here. I'm going to come up underneath this and just press up on this ever so slightly. Takes all the bounce right out of it. Okay? There you have it. I've got some free shelving that we were able to put in. It probably took us, what do you think? Was it about 45 minutes? Because we kind of had to empty the closet and bring some of this stuff in here, and we went and cut outside. I did put this angled shelf in here. I tried putting shoes on it. It's too slippery for now, but I'll put a ledge on it, and then I can maybe put some display shoes up there or do something. I thought it'd be cool. We'll see. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit those notifications for more videos. Come back soon.